Posted some things on the Facebook page, a 2017 FBI leaked document talking about certain radical groups in this country and their connections to ISIS. It's hard to say that organization doesn't exist. Well, then how did they sue somebody? That would be a question I might ask. You might ask yourself, did the thing that you say doesn't exist enter into a lawsuit? And therein, how is that possible? That something that does not exist can enter into a lawsuit, and then you rectify that maybe these groups do not have America's best intentions, as shown by who they are in bed with financially and what they will do to a peaceful protest and a peaceable reason to assembly and exercise our First Amendment rights. And then here they come pushing an agenda which is not America, which is fully we are now currently living alongside a parallel constructed history that is going along with Chinese history. Is that in the same way they had this cultural revolution where the children were denouncing their parents and the same things that we're seeing, these struggle sessions, I believe they're called. And Google, sit down and do the Googling and Google all of it, and you'll see that they erase your history. They turn the children against the parents. They have these struggle sessions where they out people for wrong think. Maybe they make you wear a funny hat before they eat you, or maybe you do the electric slide at a protest, or the fucking worm, or you got to lay there like you're a dead, but whatever the thing is. And if that's the life that you're living that takes you in your simulation to being face down on the concrete, well, people, I don't know who knows what they're thinking inside. Good. It should be all of them. I have no idea. I just think it's fascinating to understand what are these just unnecessary symbolic gestures that people are doing. Does anyone really feel good from experiencing them? Is there a true cathartic release in it? I don't see it. I think it's for lack of, no, I can't even say the word that it is because you get freaking yelled at. They're the same people who are telling you that you can't culturally appropriate, but Nancy Pelosi is allowed to look like an extra from Coming to America 5. And that what they're kneeling down, it's I get it, but it's let me tell you what we did experience in the last 10 days. In the last 10 days, ladies and gentlemen, you and I were told that you had to cover your damn face, you had to stay inside, socially distance, and then on a dime, up into the streets. It's pandemonium, protest this, they're doing this over here. What about again, it's you went from you couldn't do it, everyone's doing it, it's over. In a month from now, Donald Trump says, I'm going to have a rally. Oh my God, the most dangerous thing in the name of health. Having us watch this 10-day timeline like we're not watching it going, boy, this doesn't stink. Brought to you by the same people who now can't talk about global warming. Brought to you by the same people who can't talk to you about gun reform, since we've just watched a 7-day long 24/7 commercial for why every house needs 9 guns in it. Does anybody see anything different? Apparently, and I was, if you're steadfast in your liberty, if you're steadfast in your faith, if you live life in a very truthful manner, okay, then you watch a video like on the Facebook page where this woman's melting. I mean, like literally reading it. And look, the Trump campaign sends too many texts. I'll say it, but I'm not gonna fucking melt down Like, and someone who, the first person who posted this actually went through this person's feed and was like, "Are we gonna make sure she's not screwing around?" Because people literally can act, and so someone could act and do this, but this is a person reading a Trump campaign email and losing their mind, and it's you're like, okay, well that it has to exist because for those of us who are going, okay, well, we're still in America, it's still our freedom 100%. These other people seem to be, for whatever reason, choosing to live differently than that. But as long as you stay steadfast in this, then that means that as focused and as centered as you are, the more chaotic it's going to be on the wings because that's the yin and the yang of all of this. So that being said, know that I love that CNN now is spending all of their waking hours. Defund the police does not mean defund the police. We understand, you understand what the word defund means. You know what the is and the police. We don't mean, we don't want any police to have anything to do with anything that we're doing until we need to use them to wield against people that we don't like. Again, who is going to be coming to take the guns? That's a great question for everybody. But again, there's no more gun debate because there's no more global warming debate because there may or may not be a COVID-19 debate. 2 weeks from now, if everybody drops dead from protesting, well, then now you're going to know why they called it Suicide Weekend. Or it was Suicide Weekend, where all of this insurgency and all of this infiltration and its complicit nature to now foreign and domestic terror sources has now been laid bare. And now everybody sees it for what it is. And I guess at some point, justice will come down and we may be able to return to an America where we can watch senators from blue states eat in DC in public, not with their faces covered, while they tell you to keep your face covered. It's the life for the communists who take over. That's the life for them. All these people on the front lines will be the first to be put to the wall. As soon as they have no more utility to the state, they will not be kept around because the state knows that they know too much, ultimately. All right? And they don't want to feed them. You want to starve less people. That's why they're doing it, because it's cheaper to run. You can have people be more compliant. When you have them, well, the same way we are sucked into this narrative that continues to be sold to us and is breaking in front of us. Again, in your house, you can protest. Trump rallies are the devil. All right. Where's Greta Thunberg? Isn't it her time to come out? Trump's 25th Amendment. Are we doing that again? Oh, it's COVID again? Murder hornets? So when are you going to just stop and unplug it and see it for what it is? See that for whatever reason, there are people who are just willing to just take the knee and get rolled over, and that it's not going to stop at just these symbolic gestures that this, in their search for justice, they will find vengeance. And a reason for us here in the United States, those people of faith and of liberty, to make sure that we are well armed, to make sure that you are going out and taking all of your extra available resources and fortifying where you live, buying some gas. That might be a good thing. Maybe some extra surveillance cameras around the house would be awesome. Some extra lighting. And there is never reason to not have enough ammo. And so there you go. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. There is nothing wrong with using your rights to defend the entirety of your rights, as it is your right to do. And somehow a lot of us have forgot about it. As you kneel to man instead of kneeling before God, the New World Order where someone's feeling supersedes your reality, where man supersedes God, because they're going to get rid of God and then you. God bless America.